It's a weird time of year. It's warm, it's cold, it's whatever. Good morning, everybody! Today is an exciting day because I'm doing my first tag video. And if you haven't guessed already by the title and by what I'm holding, it's the coffee tag! Yay! I'm so excited someone made this because I love coffee. I drink it all the time. I drink it while I'm reading, while I'm not reading. It doesn't matter. I love coffee. And just so you know, this tag was created by Bangsity Bang. Thank you very much for creating it. I did not see it on his channel, however. I saw it on Sam's channel, Novels and Nonsense. She didn't really tag anybody. She just said, hey, whoever's watching, you're tagged now. So, I'm doing this. So if anybody, I'm not tagging anybody specific because I don't really know anybody yet, but if you're watching this, consider yourself tagged. So, let's get into this. The first one, it's a series of 8 questions. I'll link those down below. I'll put the link of the original one and the link that I saw on Sam's channel, so that way you can kind of see where I found my journey of this coffee tag. But first question is black. Name a series that is tough to get into but has hardcore fans. The one that I had to pick, I'm not a hardcore fan in it. I actually found it quite boring, was the Maze Runner, sorry. I still haven't even finished it. I'm only at chapter 9, but I know there's some huge hardcore fans. I'm not one, but I know there are hardcore fans, but sorry if I don't really like it right now. I will eventually get around to reading this series, but I don't feel like it. So, that was that one. Pardon me. Let me drink some coffee. Delicious. Okay, Peppermint Mocha. Name a series that is more popular during the winter or festive time of year. This one was really hard, especially I tried to pick ones that I've already read or at least know a lot about. So the one that I picked, and I guess you consider it more for Valentine's Day and not really like Christmas or stuff, but I would consider it for Valentine's Day. And that is Newlywed Games by Mary Davis. Very cute romantic comedy. It's about the protagonist, she keeps telling her mom that she's married and that she has a boyfriend, blah blah blah, and her mom is sick and whatever, and when she tells her this news that she got married, all of a sudden she starts getting better. So she and her boss, who she has lied to her mom about, start tricking her mom, and it's great. It's hilarious. There's a lot of twists and turns. It's a very good book. I would definitely reread this many times over, and I'll never get rid of it. So that's the one that I picked. The next one, number 3, Hot Chocolate. Name your favorite childhood book. This one was very easy to me. I guess a lot of people did the Harry Potter series, but I could not do the Harry Potter series because I literally was just reading it this year. So I picked one that was actually my first book I ever read, and sadly that was when I was 12 years old. I'll do a little story on that later, but this is my favorite childhood book, and that is Sir Small and the Dragonfly. As you can see, it's stage 2 reading, but I love this book. It was the first book I ever read by myself, could sound out all the words, and love the writing. I will pick this up every now and then and just read it and just kind of, oh, this was the first one I read. And yeah, I keep it on my desk in my office just to be like, see where you started? See where you're gonna go? Yeah. So it's a good reminder. There's a happy story. There's a happy ending to the story, obviously. I'm a pretty big book fan now. Number 4, Double Shot of Espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. That one was really easy. I do have several of them. I could have went with Graceling, which is one that I just finished, but the one that I thought of before that was Ted Decker's Bride Collector. There wasn't many boring parts in it. It wasn't very slow at all. I read through it pretty quickly, but it kept me on the edge of my seat from start to finish. It, obviously you can tell, it's a murder mystery, and it actually starts out in the perspective of the killer. And he did a very good job. So that kept me on the edge of my seat, actually kept me up all night, which I don't stay awake for books. I usually am falling asleep. So that was amazing. All right, number 5, Starbucks. Name a book that you see everywhere. And I guess I could say that I see this one everywhere because I now own it and I'm starting to read it. That I noticed that I see everywhere, and that is Diane Gabaldon's Outlander. Very good book so far. I am just a little over 100 pages into it, and it's very intriguing. I cannot wait to finish it. I cannot wait to finish the rest of her books. Number 6, The Hipster Coffee Shop. Book by an indie author that you want to give a shout out to. I don't know if he is an indie author now, but I think he started out as an indie author, and the cool part is he's from Michigan, so he's not actually very far from me, which is awesome, and that is Christopher Knight. I haven't read this book yet, but I have read several of his books. This was one that was just on my shelf over here, my to-be-read shelf. My favorite one of his series is Bestseller. If you like scary with a little bit of psychological thriller in it, that is definitely a book for you, and I would highly suggest you go and read it. But I picked Christopher Knight, so give a shout out to Christopher Knight. Yay! So that's that one. Alright, number 7. Oops, I got decaf. It's the worst. It's the worst. I've gotten that before. And you expect one flavor and you get another. It's just awful. It's just awful. But book you're expecting more from, but you were sadly disappointed. And that one would have to be one of my favorite authors, and I'm sad to say this. I do own the book and I will reread it, but it was Fatal Voyage by Kathy Wright. I expected more from it. I didn't expect the twist to kind of go how it was going, but I guess that's what happens sometimes in your books. I mean, I loved the ending. The ending was great. Obviously, I still read her books, and that didn't disappoint me too much, but that's what I'd have to say about that. I still love your books, Kathy Wright, but I didn't like that one in particular. So, moving on. Alright, number 8, The Perfect Blend. Book that was bold and bitter, but left you satisfied. This one would have to be the one I just finished, like last month, I believe, and that would be The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. It was bitter in some areas, it was bold in some areas, but at the end, I was completely satisfied with the end. I did not expect the ending, which normally I can pretty well guess, but he did a little twist in the end, and it was just awesome. So, very awesome. So that wraps up my coffee tag. If you liked it, just leave a comment below, like, subscribe. Normally you'll see Seth with me, but occasionally I have to do him by myself because he has college and responsibility and homework, and then he was sick this week, so hopefully I won't get sick. I can't afford to get sick right now. You'll be seeing our favorite cover video probably next week. He's still a little bit under the weather and he's bogged down with homework. He thought he had all of his homework done, but then he had like a surprise assignment, so he was freaking out about that, and on top of that he was not feeling well at all. So you'll see him again next week, but I decided to do the coffee tag since I was by myself. Oh well. Alright, thank you very much for watching.